What the fuck is up, gamers? Welcome to episode 7 of our Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. In the last episode, we got really close, and now we're going to prove that this bottle had no poison in it. As I thought, there is no poison in that bottle. What? Why, Ryunosuke? Isn't it obvious? There's poison in there. It should be dead by now. Sometimes your unadulterated naivety really astounds me. Sometimes it's in need of a good staining, till it's as dark as your uniform in the ways of the world. Oh, is that what color this is supposed to represent? Oh, that's what this color is supposed to represent? Wait, what? I thought the whole gag was that what the fuck? What? I thought it was on the glass. Fine, it contains poison. That was, okay. The culprit did put curare poison into Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. The defense refuses to change its position. You're serious.
Objection, dumbass. Fool, are you blind? There is no possible way the bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw
Miss Brett drinking the water from it?
That's right, which rather complicates your argument, I think.
And I believe that complication can be explained.
How exactly?
I need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer's in the evidence we have in the court record somewhere. It has to be.
Very well, if the defense truly intends to assert this claim, then I must ask you to support the assertion with evidence. What explains how the witness was able to consume the supposedly poisoned water unscathed?
It's gotta be that, like, the writing is different. Right? Right? It's gotta be a different glass of water. Right? Am I crazy? It's gotta be a different glass of water, bro. It's gotta be that. It's either that or the photograph of the handbag. It's one of the two. Wait, what does that... Hold on, what does that say? Oh! The above-mentioned effects occur when the poison enters the body through a wound. Oh!
Yes!
The answer to this riddle is right here in Miss Brett's own research report.
That's not a valid explanation.
No.
After all, we don't speak English. This report is utter gibberish. These impudent young scoundrels trying to ridicule the court, Your Excellency.
I'm not trying to ridicule anyone. Honest, I'm just reading Sasadu-san's notes.
I concur. You will direct us to the pertinent section, Counsel. Which section is the special characteristics?
I've been hearing a lot about this curare poison. It has left me curious about something.
Oh, Counsel?
Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years to lace the heads of the arrows they shoot at whatever prey they're hunting.
So we've been led to believe, yes.
And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat.
Get to the point, please.
Dude, that's so big-brained. That's so fucking... I was thinking that the poison wasn't in the bottle. She slipped it into his drink, and that's why she took the glass. But there would be no way to prove that. I should have known that. There'd be no way to prove that. I should have known it was suspicious that this fucking poison that kills you instantly they were using... I don't know why I assumed they were just hunting people. They were just hunting other people. Oh, shit. But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there'd be traces of poison left in the prey the hunters were going to eat? Yes, good point. So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison.
Good gracious, Counsel! No, that would be madness!
But I actually found the answer to that conundrum in this research paper here. Under special characteristics, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound.
The wound, you say? I see, that makes sense.
Yes, the mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me, though. Oh, the surgery! But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When the curare enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever. What? Miss Brett, you authored this research. You knew curare's special characteristics. And you knew that you could make a spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself. You rattling little... That's a live bird? Rapscallion! It's a live bird? Well, you know, Skye, it turns out you're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be. Really? Me? A lawyer?
Objection! Oh, this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure, but I fail to see how it possibly...
Shut the fuck up!
So the ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with. Some facts he read in the book, but I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly.
What are you trying to say?
Your schoolboy logic has a fatal flaw.
Schoolboyish? Flaw?
Even as your brains manage to deduce, curare is safe to ingest. It seems likely its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of our gastric succus.
Oh, yeah, well, of course. Gastric suckers? What are they?
So, if this lethal poison's completely harmless when drunk, the professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he?
Oh!
That's right!
Good gracious!
That's basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand, no?
It's actually crazy.
Order! Order in the court! Order! The logic holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they would be affected in the same way.
Are you trying to suggest...
Yes, this curare poison's completely irrelevant to the case on trial. That's right! Surely even a little cockroach like you can understand something as simple as that!
What is this? Welling up inside me. Yo, I've never felt like this before. It's a sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense, almost rage-like. And more than anything else, it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey. Objection! Oh, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. I don't think so, Miss Giselle Brett.
How dare you use that tone with me?
Shut the fuck up. You know very well there's no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead.
Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you, you must provide compelling evidence, as we now know that this poison is completely harmless when ingested. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the curare?
And that's obviously... Take that! The medical report card. As Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners.
A fatal difference?
The toxic effects of curare are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So, for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it's completely harmless. But... what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water?
Inside?
Yes, like the wound he had in his mouth. If you just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example. Miss Brett, you acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day. So that's it. He used that knowledge to orchestrate this. Is she... laughing?
I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are all so puerile.
What do you mean?
Don't worry, little schoolboy, you'll find out soon enough.
What the fuck is she doing? The fuck is she doing?
You see, when you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it.
No.
I mean, I could just slip.
Oh!
careless of me. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed. No!
Dude.
What is it? What just happened? It's the Englishwoman! She just smashed that bottle in the Supreme Court! What a terrible blunder! Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect up as much of that water from the broken bottle as possible, at once!
You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet under my feet here was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you it'll soak up the water beautifully. You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it.
How could you? You won't get away with this!
You can thump the bench and shout as much as you like, little boy. But I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there really was poison in the bottle or not.
You.
And let us not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution?
Oh, of course. You're referring to this photographic print, I presume, dear lady.
That's right. And really, looking at this photograph, it's as clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting with his back to me. So, of course, the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little schoolboy.
Objection. No, you killed the victim that day using curare, and then, in order to frame Ryunosuke Naruhodo for the crime, you waited until he picked up the pistol you'd arranged for him to find on the floor, where you shot the professor dead in the chest with your own hidden gun. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor in his chair around. You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime.
What a wonderful imagination you have, young man.
Uh-huh.
A hidden gun, you say? And I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence.
Exactly. And as you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution's stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
This is unbelievable. How can this be happening? We had her, but now, is she really going to get away with it? The way she destroyed that evidence was obscene. Ryunosuke! Yes? We've come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it. What? What do you mean? We've lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. So if there are any other clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head. In my head? You told me before that your powers of observation were the one thing you could really depend on. Well, yeah, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head. So think back again now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell. Oh! What I saw, what I felt. Every color. Human blood! Is Cosmo right? Somewhere in the vibrant memory of the same scene in my head, there could be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer! Actually, Kazuma, I think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I might have uncovered another clue. You always have something to your sleeve, don't you, Ryunosuke? Come on then! Let's wipe the smug smile off that Englishwoman's face with some evidence! Alright, I can't wait! It's been nagging me for a while. Something feels amiss in my memories of that day. Whatever it is could be the key to arriving at the truth about all this. It's here somewhere. The clue that shows who Dr. Wilson's real killer must have been is... blood.
Take that!
Inspector Hosonaga, answer me this! Yes, what is it? He's still miles away, probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. As you've said a number of times now, you strive for Jesus. I'm talking so much, and I'm fucking thirsty as hell. These voices kill me. Like, every single one of these voices fucking kill me. Like, out of water, too. Ugh. God, they hurt. It's like the fucking... yeah, and like the... and like the... oh! It did all... All of it just fucking... Ow, it's painful. You said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you?
Absolutely.
I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak you took from the victim's table that day?
Objection! Wait a minute. Shut the fuck up!
Where you going with this, little boy? Huh? What are you gonna do? What are you thinking?
It's just a memory has been troubling me.
What memory? What the fuck are you talking about?
I saw the scene shown in this photographic print with my own eyes that day. And I saw on that wooden steak, and the wooden base of that plate the steak was served on. It was a spattering of blood.
What?
Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously, that must have happened when you shot the professor.
No, that can't be the case. Take a good look at the photo. Take a look at his photograph. Every time I do, amaze me laugh. Oh, there it is. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way that blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him. Yeah. For blood to have made it onto the plate, it implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter. Which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor as you were. Giselle Brett.
I beg your pardon!
Objection!
Thirsty as hell. Thirsty as hell, boy. Thirsty as hell. I need me a motherfucking drink. I'm supposed to like not drink as many of these, so I've kind of been holding off.
This is beyond ridiculous. Fabricated nonsense. Is the court seriously expected to believe something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing?
Hold it! Who's that? Oh, it's me. Hold on, asshole! Hold it! This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Inspector, you mean... Yes, I took the plate. In the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime, I took it, meat and all, and I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it.
You did what?
I took the steak that you'd been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak the sergeant had been eating. And I did it all in the name of justice. Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a blood stain on Miss Brett's plate. We must examine it now! It's back at my office.
Inspector! The court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately.
Yes, sir! Sorry for the delay. It was what you ordered. The steak. Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it?
Of course there isn't.
Quickly, Inspector! The blood man! Show the court!
Of course. The plate is at your leisure. Fuck, I don't see any blood. Oh, yeah, you kind of do. No, no blood. No blood anywhere. But no, that's impossible! You can, like, kind of see it. I know I saw it, I'm sure of it. Yeah, it's like right there. It's right there on the table behind the professor. There's blood on the side of the plate.
What an unbecoming expression, little boy.
Oh, she's... Okay.
You see, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. In the case of this disgrace to the Empire.
I believe we may finally have reached a conclusion in this trial.
Let's hope so. This let's pretend attempted courtroom proceedings is painful to watch. But I do promise my best to forget all about it when it's over.
Ha! This sorry-looking steak reveals it all too clearly. If the sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest.
Oh, you already fucking know. It was the plate I saw or thought I saw as a figment of my imagination? No, man. You saw it. You saw it. You saw it. You saw it. You can literally, like, see it right there. Huh? What in the world is this? I think it's a Koban coin. And the hallmark is from the Hoei area, I believe. No, I don't mean what is it. I mean, what's it doing here? Wait, did you say it was a Hoei Koban? Yeah, and apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable. This isn't the first time I've heard there's been talk of a Hoei Koban. I've heard the pearls before swine, but I've never heard of the bullion in the bullion. I don't think you ever will again. This is extraordinary, though. This means that's the wrong plate. It's the wrong plate. Ryunosuke, it's not over yet. Not until the final gavel. Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward no matter what. Believe in myself. Really? Maybe I should at least examine the... I did.
As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way, I presume any further examination of this evidence in the trial will be unnecessary. Does the defense have any objection?
The Bloodstain was going to clinch the trial for me. Did this plate of steak reveal any clues at all? There's another clue. Your Excellency, please wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue. Let me, like, sit the fuck up. Ugh. There we go. This is much more comfortable. This is slouching. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth.
Objection. The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beefsteak. Fucking weirdo.
Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial.
I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of this evidence.
Also, I don't know what it is about mouse pads. Maybe it's just the ones at my fucking work. But this is one that I got, not like it was given to me by my boss, but it's not one of the ones at work. But like when I fucking dig my fingers into it, it gets like chalky. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna like pick up my mouse pad. but that, because I thought the one at work was just dirty. I was like taking my pen, kind of jamming it into the mouse pad, kind of fidgeting, and it got kind of like grimy. You know, not grimy, like chalky, dirty. You know what I mean? But I'm doing it to the one here, and it's like doing the same thing with my finger. Every time I fucking like, I don't know.
I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been expelled or dispelled.
I see. As newly affirmed ally in my country, that's still your position, is it?
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Counsel for the defense, you will now clearly show the court to what you are alluding. Where precisely in this plate of beefsteak is something wrong?
What the? Oh, we already did this. We already did this. Now I can show off the coin. Certainly never expected to find a precious coin underneath this thick cut of beef. It's from the Hoei era too. That would make it really quite valuable. It's well marinated in the juice. It's well marinated in the juices as well. Look. What, are you thinking of eating it? No, but the next time I order a steak in an expensive restaurant, one thing's for sure. My heart's gonna be racing as I lift up the meat to peer underneath for a prize. Think you might have the wrong end of the stick about this, Ryunosuke. A Koban coin underneath the steak, there's only one logical explanation. I can just present it. Got it!
Good gracious! That's...
Koban?
What on earth?
A Hoei era one at that.
Miss Brett, this is in fact the beefsteak you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat?
Shut the fuck up! What a ridiculous question! How should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what it is, but I want no part of it.
Objection. I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat. It could simply have been a careless mistake by the chef in a moment of distraction.
Objection. Objection. Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen. A rare Hoei Koban just happens to be hidden underneath a piece of that steak. Fucking stupid. This turns out to be relevant to the case. I'll rip up my ticket If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now. He's right, it can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency!
Yes, Counsel?
A Rarahoy Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll give up my lawyer job right now!
Objection. By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyway.
Shut the fuck up. Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it's you who's irrelevant. You have 3 followers on TikTok. And I have 14 million.
Even though I'm the one on trial here? The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under that steak.
The owner?
Yeah, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. The owner of that Koban found underneath the beefsteak is Curio Kurikuda.
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be the antiques dealer and owner of Rasute, Curio Kurikuda-san.
Kiri, as in Mr. Cucumber something. Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable.
Ah, yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct?
Yes, Your Excellency. I remember him saying he was up to something with this Koban coin when it happened. At exactly the moment the gun was fired.
The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
Too busy on the floor. Sorry, what were you doing?
Hunting for treasure. Indeed, the Huera Koban, my prize coin.
In this Hohe Koban, do you mean to tell me?
Objection, idiot. No, please, why would Kurikuda-san's Koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and its plate? This makes no sense.
Yeah. Which is why I'm asking to bring Kurikuda-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him.
Officer, bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in here without a moment's delay.
God, this keeps fucking going. It's just a fucking tutorial. It keeps going. But I have a hunch, a strong hunch, that lunch is... I can't think of that rhyme. If we chase down the real significance of this Koban, we'll find out that it's a key element in that case. Oh, man. God, fuck, how many people are there? Yo, he wants to go home. He wants to watch Coco Melon.
What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize it's dinner time for the little baby Ido?
Oh, he's hungry.
My son's belly's empty. He's fiercer than a pack of wolves.
Exploited by the police we were, like miserable dogs forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom myself, I became a ruined man in a trice, a worthless, withered antique. Nothing more I have to say. The sun has been set on this Rasute shop owner's existence.
Be that as it may, Kurikuda-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your
Yes, that's it! The one, the very one, the exact one, that is it! The resplendent, splendiferous, who ate treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day. It can't be.
As I thought.
Young man, enlighten this decrepit old fool. Put me out of my misery. Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped?
I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere. We found the coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and his plate, soaking in the well-seasoned meat juices.
This is a sandwich? Soaking? Seriously?
Clearly, it couldn't have fallen there by accident, which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose.
Somebody concealed my holy treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate? Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable thing!
Excuse me, could I say something? Yeah, of course, go ahead. Proceed, Inspector Rosen. What the fuck is happening? I mentioned this earlier on in the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case.
Ah, Yes, that's right. The secret undercover operation.
Le Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau.
Wicked crimes indeed.
We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. So that's why you were sent undercover, is it? Yes, I took on the job as the waiter of the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief. So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Kori Kudasan's Koban is all too clear.
What? What?
I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on the matter.
Oh, how the fuck should I know? Wait. Oh! You think it's her? Find out in the next episode. I'll see y'all next time. Bye bye!